I turned it off, sorry. The battery, like on the camera? Of course I charged the battery on the camera. Well, welcome to today's program. On today's program, we are going to talk about brain freeze. Now, what is brain freeze? What? Okay, so on today's program, I want to talk to you about brain fog. Now, if you don't know what brain fog is, just to sum it up really quick, it's like a mental fatigue. Have you ever been in a meeting or been talking to somebody and you can't concentrate, you're losing your focus, or maybe there's a word you're trying to say something and you just can't get the words out. You know what they are, like you know what the words are, you just can't speak through them. You're just kind of disoriented, a little confused, and it just seems like you're kind of going in slow motion and like the world is going a little bit quicker than you are, or the conversations are going a little bit quicker than you can handle at the time. That's mental fatigue. So that's what we're calling brain fog. So I'm smarter than this, or I don't want people to think I'm dumb. I just for whatever reason, I know these stuff and I just can't keep up. So it can be very frustrating. Now the good thing is we can rein that in and we can help your brain become unfogged very quickly. So on today's episode, I'm going to give you the 5 most common causes of brain fog and how you can fix them very quickly to get your brain back up and running at full speed. So some of the most common symptoms of brain fog would be lack of concentration, would be forgetfulness, chronic fatigue. Another symptom would be what I call mental flatlining. And that's just where you don't feel as sharp as you know you are. You just don't feel like you normally feel, or you're feeling down, unproductive, unmotivated. That's that mental flatlining. Okay, so today we're going to give you the 5 common causes of those things and a quick way to fix them. But stay tuned right to the end, because I'm also going to give you a way that you can pull it together and you can quickly get this brain fog unfogged. Is that a word? Unfogged? I don't know, but unfogged, back where you feel motivated, where you feel productive, where you're not procrastinating, when you're not feeling lazy, and basically just help regain your mental clarity. So, hey, listen, if you're getting something out of this so far, smash that like button. I would appreciate that. So the very first cause of brain fog is lack of sleep. Lack of sleep and the fatigue that comes afterwards is one of the main causes of brain fog. You know, a lot of times we'll sacrifice sleep, right, to get more things done. Or if we're falling behind in something, we're like, I got to stay up late and I got to get this thing done. So we sacrifice our sleep to get what we think is going to be more productive. But in the long run, it's the lack of sleep is actually not making us as productive. It's like an oxymoron. So if you're not getting the 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night, it's going to leave you feeling groggy and stressed. All right, so I have a really technical solution for this. So please listen. The way to beat this is to get more sleep. You know, the National Sleep Institute says that on average, a person should get between 6, it used to be 7 and 8 hours, now it's 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So if you're not getting the 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you need to prioritize it and you need to get that sleep. I think sometimes as human beings, we underappreciate how much our body and our mind actually goes through during the day. That's rigorous emotional stress and physical activity, whatever it might be. And your body needs that 6 to 8 hours. We used to call it, to recharge your batteries, but you really do. You need to recharge your batteries. You need to get rest. So if you think you're cutting corners to get more done by cutting out your resting time and your sleep time, it's going to do you more harm. You're not going to be as productive during the day as if you had a full good night's sleep. Okay, so the second major cause of brain fog is lack of exercise. Did you know that aerobic exercise, the kind that gets your heart pumping, or any type of exercise that gets your heart pumping, actually increases the size of the parts of your brain that are associated with thinking and memory? Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, and it has been demonstrated to improve sleep, boost your memory, reduce stress. So as you can see, when we let our bodies become inactive for too long, we actually are putting our brain at risk for becoming inactive. And this can lead to the symptoms of brain fog, mainly difficult sleeping, impaired memory, and increased stress. Okay, so how do we fix this? I've got another innovative idea for you. You need to start exercising. Now, I'll be honest, I am not a good exerciser. I always talk a good game and I want to exercise. But you know, when you used to come to our house, we had all these exercise machines that actually just became things that we hung our laundry on, or when we took when we had to put it in the laundry room. But you know what? You need to start exercising. And I've started last week. I've started a couple of programs that I'm working on to start exercising. And I can tell you, in just a few days, my energy levels have increased. I'm feeling, wow, it's incredible. Now, I've been in a lot of pain. I've been stiff because I haven't worked out for a long time, but you need to exercise. So where do you look? There are so many amazing DLT Nation members here. Just look in the comments. There's tons of fitness and aerobic workouts and body, whatever it is. Just go through and find somebody in the DLT Nation. Look through the comments. You'll see their, fitness or whatever. As a matter of fact, if you're a fitness channel and you're part of the DLT Nation, just put in the comments, hey, check out my channel. Feel free to do that, please, so that other people can go in there and look at it. So if you haven't subscribed, you're not a part of the DLT Nation. What is DLT? Doing life today, living life. So if you live life and you love life, hit subscribe and join us. Okay, so here's the third major cause of brain fog, and that is stress. And in one of my last videos, I'm going to put a link to it above and in the description below, and go check it out after this is over. But the amygdala. So stress triggers the amygdala. It's our fight or flight thing gets triggered in our brain, and our brain just wants to shut down. So stress shuts you down. It overwhelms you. It makes you not be able to make a decision. It makes you just be paralyzed. It makes your brain become fuzzy and foggy, and you need to deal with the stress. You can't just, stress, the one thing that I think that a lot of us deal with, one of the troubles that we have is with stress, we're like, I'm just going to go and ignore it, or I'm just going to go to sleep and sleep it off. But whatever's stressing you out is still going to be there. So you need to be able to deal with that. So go check out a couple of these other videos afterwards, and they'll dig right into the stress. So I'm not going to take a lot of time on that, but stress is a huge one, and I've got so many teachings on that. All right, so let's go to the fourth cause, major cause of brain fog, and that is a poor diet. So if you thought that binging on potato chips or ice cream was only not good for you physically, think again. Because your brain is your hardest working organ, and if you want it to function at the highest capacity possible, you need to feed it with the fuel it needs to run at that high capacity. A poor diet consisting of processed sugars like candies and ice cream, and a lack of protein and vitamins and minerals can have a severe impact on your mood, your energy, and your focus. And all of that leads to brain fog. All right, so what do we need to do? You need to fuel up on brain fuel, right? And again, same situation, DLT Nation, if you're a cooking channel, in the comments below, put something in there about your channel. Here's what I do. Here, check me out. Here's what I do. And if you're struggling in this area, go check out one of these channels, because that's the thing. And that's what building a community is all about. Like, I know what needs to be done. Like, I know what has to happen, but I'm not the expert when it comes to nutrition, right? So I don't want to sit here and say, oh, eat walnuts and this berry and this green stuff or this vitamin or this mineral. I'm not the expert, but there are experts in the DLT Nation, and that's where I need to hear your voice, okay? So go check that out, because I learned from you. All right, so here's the fifth major cause of brain fog, and this, to me, I learned this a few years ago, and I didn't realize this at the time, but have you ever watched a marathon runner, and do you ever see when they finish the marathon and the guy finishes or the girl finishes the marathon and they look just like dazed and confused? It's because they're actually dehydrated. Dehydration will leave you dazed and confused. See, our brains are 73% water, and there was a study, I think at the University of Connecticut, and even a 1% decrease can impair your cognitive function. As an example, a few side effects of dehydration are increased fatigue, inability to focus, impaired short-term and long-term memory, and impaired problem-solving capabilities. Doesn't that sound exactly like the symptoms of brain fog that I gave you at the beginning? Okay, so what do we need to do? Oh my goodness, here comes another technical answer. You need to drink more water. But here's the thing, you probably have heard all your life to drink 8 glasses of water, 8 cups of water. That's actually a myth, because it's different for everybody and different based on what you're doing. So you may need more than 8 glasses if you're physically active or if you're sweating a lot. You may need more if you're a bigger person or a smaller person. So it's not about counting out how many glasses of water you're going to have. It's finding that perfect amount for you that's going to keep you hydrated, keep your brain running at a full capacity. So if you're all of a sudden feeling this brain fog, come on, grab a glass of water and just keep drinking, hydrate yourself. So to ensure you stay hydrated, just follow these 3 simple steps. Number one, when you're thirsty, drink some water. Carry around a reusable water bottle and just keep it full, keep it beside you. When you get thirsty, just take a swig. Eat a balanced diet of vegetables and fruit and high quality protein sources because they contain water and electrolytes. And the third simple step to stay hydrated is to reduce your alcohol and caffeine intake. They actually take the hydration away from you. Okay, so I gave you a lot of information, a lot of different things to think about when it comes to brain fog. So where do I start? And that's where we're going to tie it all together. This is your bonus tip. But just before I get to that, if you've got any value to today's video, I would appreciate it if you slam that like button. That would be fantastic. And again, if you haven't subscribed and become part of the DLT Nation, please do that now. You've made it this far, might as well subscribe. That way you'll know every time we bring out a new video. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This is the way I look at it. You have to first look at the source. You have to look at those 5 causes and see which one you need to tackle first. Have you ever heard of low-hanging fruit? Like, that's where you start. Start with the easy one. For example, it doesn't matter how many leafy greens or how much water you're drinking if you're only sleeping a couple hours of sleep at night, right? So look at what the very first thing you can start changing. So if you're not sleeping that 6 to 8 hours, that's number one. That's where you got to start. Do whatever you can do to try to work on that. I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of exercise, nutrition channels out there, but there's also a lot of relaxation channels, calming music, relaxation stuff that could help you sleep as well. So, if that's one of your channels, you're part of the DLT Nation, put it down below. And when I say that, this is not a big spam thing. Like, these are literally people that are part of our community, right? So if you're not part of our community, join it first because we'll take that comment right out. All right, so start with that low-hanging fruit. Start where you can. There might not be a magic pill to defeat and beat brain fog, but a few minor adjustments and a little patience, and you can put a fog-free life in your future. Thanks for watching. Go out, do life, and we'll see you. Now, before you go, here's those videos I was talking about. Pick the one that would be best for you. They're all over the screen here, and I will see you over there.